Think you've seen it all? Wait till you hear these wild stories about girl thieves whose plans went horribly wrong. So from skilled pickpockets to wiping stores clean, buckle up as I reveal some of the craziest stories of girl thieves who got caught red-handed. Number 1, sleight of hand. Blink and you'll miss it. Watch how this lady in the pink storms to the counter and finesses the woman beside her. She first unzips her bag, and it seems like the victim here almost catches on. This clearly isn't her first rodeo, as she skillfully steals money out of the other lady's purse. If you look closely, you can tell the victim is getting a bit uncomfortable from the way this woman is constantly rubbing against her. And what's even more ironic is this lady thief pays using the same money she just stole. But unfortunately for her, it's game over, as her face is all over the internet now. Number 2, crazy thigh strength. I'm not going to lie, this footage left me quite surprised. I mean, how in the world did this woman hold an entire crate of beer between her legs? It's mad impressive. Plus, notice how she has no trouble walking as well. Like the woman in the last video, I'm sure this isn't her first time either. She couldn't get away, though. She was stopped and apprehended at the reception after being spotted by the security camera. Number 3, target thief. This woman got her hands on a special device that takes off the magnetic tag from products. Every day she'd walk into Target, use the device to snatch off the tags, and walk out like nothing ever happened. She'd show up to the store the very next day, ask them to return the items, and bam, free money. But what she didn't know was that the store management had been watching her all along. You can see her push a cart full of stolen goods, but this time around, it's not going to work in her favor as it's a sting operation. Just as she's about to get in her car, the cops roll up and take the woman in. Number 4, sorry thieves. I fail to understand why people do this. Running a business isn't exactly easy, and for these women to come into the store and steal not one, but multiple saris is just crazy. And the way they do it also shows this isn't their first time. One of them distracts the shopkeeper as the other two get to work. They're stealing them by hiding the clothes under their own clothes. When they've gotten their money's worth, they walk out like nothing even happened. No shame in their game. Number 5, what a lovely surprise. Robbing Costco cannot be this easy. I mean, what were they even thinking? They'd go in, grab some stuff, and walk out the back door. Watch the moment these thieves die inside after walking straight into the cops. It's super hilarious, since this is the literal definition of getting caught red-handed. Plus, imagine how much of a loser you'd have to be to rob a store that's already offering the lowest prices out there. Number 6, little accomplice. How bad of a human being do you need to be to have little kids in on the act? This is footage from a news report, and it shows these 2 women using this small girl to rob convenience stores, and believe it or not, they're actually quite famous. 2 women enter the store, and while one hangs back, the other distracts the shopkeeper by asking her for help. As soon as the cash register is unattended, the little kid makes a run for it and empties it. I'm glad both these terrible women were caught after using a small girl to steal for them. Nothing brings me more satisfaction than knowing they're behind bars. Number 7, church thieves. This is it. These 2 girls have outdone everyone. They literally robbed a praying woman. One of them came up to the elderly lady, held her hands, and asked her to close her eyes, pretending to pray with her. The other got to work as she went through the lady's bag and stole all her valuables. This is probably the most disgusting theft I've ever seen. And here's some music for your ears. Both these women were caught a couple of days later while attempting to rob a grocery store. Number 8, rob corners thieves. This is Karachi, ladies and gentlemen, the second most dangerous city in the world. The chances of getting robbed here are super high. But whenever a thief gets caught, public justice is swift. These 2 women were caught going from store to store, snatching things and hiding them under their clothes. They're eventually caught and surrounded by an angry mob demanding punishment. The video is cut short, but both these women confess and are eventually handed over to the cops. Number 9. Expert pickpockets. Next time you're on vacation and a couple of girls come flock you, don't get too excited. It could all just be an elaborate plan to rob you of your belongings. Like this bunch over here. They work in a gang and follow a simple rule: distract, steal, dip. Watching this old woman get finessed by these dumb thieves is honestly tragic, and I can't help but wonder why all the people around them aren't saying anything. Can't they see what's going on? Anyway, don't worry too much since this female pickpocket gang was later thrown in jail the same day. Number 10. Toy thieves. Are self-checkouts really worth it? I mean, just look at these thieves right here. They've been stealing thousands of dollars worth of toys by checking them out as a bunch of water bottles. They fill up their cart with toys and cover them with multiple water bottles. And when they arrive at the self-checkout, the camera can't see any of the toys since they're all covered by water bottles. I mean, it's a pretty slick plan, but it got several police agencies involved, which led to their bust.
The self-checkout, they just pay for a couple of drinks and get away with all the toys.
Oh, do they have like a GoFundMe or something?
Number 11. Package thief caught by nanny. I wonder what makes someone desperate enough to steal packages. Like this woman over here. She's running off with a package when her getaway driver ditches after spotting Rambo nanny running after her. She falls flat on her face, and with nowhere left to run, the brave nanny latches onto her and pulls her back to the home. Authorities are alerted, who then show up and take the woman in. Number 12. Serial porch pirate. This thief showed serious commitment after hitting an entire neighborhood and wiping it clean.
Why are we being asked if we have guns?
Well, stop right there. First off, you're driving without any taillights.
She picked a street, drove over, and filled her car up with every package she could find. She's eventually busted a couple of miles later, though.
Stopped right there and got some.
From where?
Right there where I just passed the police at.
After several homeowners reported spotting her in their ring cameras. And when the police hit her with the cold truth, she breaks down and starts crying for mommy.
Can you get your info for me? Yeah.
No, mommy.
Can you open the doors for me?
What's your name?
The cops eventually cuff her and throw her in the back. Number 13. Houdini. This lady deserves an award for being the dumbest thief ever. Once she realizes she's been caught by the ring camera, her big plan is to wear sunglasses and conceal her identity. Damn, where did she go? Anyway, she opens up the package, puts the item in her bag, and races off. What she doesn't know is that her face is all over the news and social media now, and I'm pretty sure her friends and family know her side hustle as well. Number 15. Handful of cash. This is as casual as it gets. This woman is in a luggage store, and with all of the employees busy, she's had no trouble making her way to the till. But I think the storekeeper should have done a better job here since they've left all of the cash unattended. The woman has no trouble at all as she pulls open the counter, literally grabs a handful of cash, and walks out like she wasn't even there in the first place. It's definitely not the smartest, but I'm quite amazed at her confidence. Number 16. Decent try. This is organized crime right here, folks. These ladies are not coming slow as they attempt a close proximity pickpocket on a busy train. The lookout watches closely while the decoy tries to distract the man. The pickpocket continues to close the distance, getting closer to the target. The man realizes his pocket zipper is open and checks his pockets to make sure everything is there. And that's when the pickpocket notices the camera. She tells her partners to abort the mission, but that was definitely a close one. Number 17. Wrong home. Straight off the bat, you can tell something's not right about this woman. She looks very shady as she scans the porch in search of something valuable, and that's when she spots the ring camera. To play it off, she pretends to knock on the door, but what she doesn't know is that she's being watched. Out comes the homeowner with his shotgun. He cranks it right in front of her to make sure she knows he's serious. Watching this lady thief die inside is so satisfying. And if you ask me, she's lucky the homeowner didn't react differently otherwise. This could have just been her last attempt ever. Number 18. Gone national. It's often the people you never expect. If I were to ask you who the thief in this clip is, I know it'd be hard for you to tell, but it's the woman with the headscarf with the sunglasses on, and she isn't alone either. The woman on her phone is an accomplice, making sure the coast is clear. Once she gets the green signal, the woman grabs a backpack and storms out of the store. Her accomplice follows closely behind, but unfortunately for these two ladies, their faces were all over the news that same evening. Number 19. Envelope thief. You know you failed as a thief when you have to steal envelopes from people's porches. Watch this crazy footage as we see a female thief going through someone's mail. I mean, what does she even expect to find here? Is there going to be a check for $1 million in someone's mailbox? I don't think so. Anyway, the homeowner spots her on the camera, finally rushes out and shoves her off her property. Number 20. Clever, but not good enough. These female pickpockets won't stop getting creative. Watch this woman in jeans use a shirt to rob several customers inside this store. And even though it seems very lousy, it's working as she has hit multiple targets in one go. But if she thought she was being slick, she better think again. Security has already spotted her and alerted the cops, who are outside the store, waiting for her to exit. They trail her to a nearby restaurant where she's then arrested. Number 21. Second-hand embarrassment. Get ready for some second-hand embarrassment. This isn't the first time this porch bandit has hit up this house. The owner is actually expecting her, and the moment she gets caught, it is so embarrassing.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I want my packages from the other day.
From me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can drop off packages.
She plays it off, claiming this is her job. You know, to go door to door and randomly look at people's packages. The homeowner then threatens to call the police unless she returns the previous packages.
Want me to call the police?
No.
I'm happy to call the police. I want my packages back.
She keeps on insisting she doesn't have them since she didn't steal them in the first place. Well, sadly for this female thief, it's game over, as there's already a recording of her doing the deed.
Tell you that? I don't have to tell you nothing.
You're a thief.
Okay, are you gonna smile in my face like this?
I just want you to give me my package back.
I don't have it.
No, you do, because I saw you on my porch.
I don't have them.
Number 22. Trying to scam a pawn shop of $24,000. This is big, folks. The woman you see on your screen is a serial thief. She's done with the petty crimes and wants a big hit to retire for good. Or at least disappear for a couple of months. She brings in a check worth $24,000, claiming it's from the US Treasury for lost wages. And what I'm trying to figure out is, out of all places, why did she decide to cash it out at a pawn shop? I mean, just go to the bank. Anyway, the pawn shop owner rings up the cops, who arrive on the scene to investigate the matter. The footage is cut short, but this scammer had to pay the court a visit afterwards and was handed a sentence of several years. Number 23. No, it's not Deborah. The audacity to steal 4 huge packages outside this home. This is why everyone should have Ring cameras. I can't believe how entitled people think they are.
Hey, what are you doing?
Walking up to random houses and stealing things that don't even belong to them.
Is this Deborah's house?
No.
Deborah?
No, it's not. Put my packages back on the porch.
Anyway, the robbery is cut short when the homeowner pops up on cam and asks her what she's up to. She has an escape plan, though. She starts asking whether this is Deborah's house and how she's supposed to pick something up. Nice try, lady. This isn't Deborah's house, and if you didn't know, why didn't you bother asking before stealing the packages? Number 24. Simple and effective. The simplest crimes are often the most successful. Watch as this man walks up to a woman, hands her something, and carries on with his shopping. So I think they probably didn't come in together, so the shopkeeper probably thinks they're 2 separate customers. Anyway, the last we see of this female thief is her walking out of the door with the stolen item. Can't do anything about the CCTV footage, though. that caught her red-handed in the act. Number 25. All that for what? The BMW pulling up on the driveway isn't the owner. It's actually a female thief terrorizing the neighborhood, going through people's mailboxes. Anyway, it's bad timing since the actual homeowners pulled up and caught her in the act. But she walks off like it's nothing and gets in her car. The homeowner isn't about to let her off the hook so easily, though. He kicks in her window, and that's going to be worth way more than whatever she stole. Number 26. Keep your belongings close. This is footage from a small retail store, and you can see several women shopping. The thief is in the gray, and I'm pretty sure you would have never guessed if I didn't tell you. Anyway, the woman in the white with her purse on the counter is in for a real surprise. She leaves her purse unattended several times, and that's seriously risky. You have to take care of your belongings because, at the end of the day, the store isn't responsible. When the woman in white leaves her purse again to tend to her friend, that's when the thief makes her move. She grabs the bag and bolts it out of there. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest of robberies, but the victim should have been a bit more careful with her stuff. Number 27. Robbing a pensioner. I hate people who have no remorse. Robbing a pensioner? Come on now. This lady thief has been following around this aged pensioner for quite some time now after spotting her withdraw money nearby. She finally makes her move when they're in the elevator as she goes through her purse and steals nearly £1,000 in cash. Number 28. An entire tray of jewelry. This is some daring stuff right here. This lady had no fear as she hit this jewelry store hard. She literally grabbed an entire tray from under the display and dumped it in her bag. And while she walked out without any consequences, she got caught red-handed on the CCTV camera. Her accomplices kept the storekeeper busy, but even then, I'm amazed at how she pulled this off. She didn't even look around her to see if anyone was watching. Number 29. Almost caught. Another reminder why you should always keep your purse close. This woman appears to be checking out some vegetables, when in reality, she's just going through the other woman's purse. She almost gets caught as well, but probably plays it off, claiming she was just checking out the vegetables and accidentally touched her purse. But the possibilities are endless with these female thieves. Number 30. Too easy. People are making it way too easy for these thieves. She came in, saw the loot, and conquered. As simple as that. And credit to this thief for not running off with the entire bag. She knew better than that. It's always better to steal small instead of running off with the entire prize. Either way, I'm sure you'll be pleased to know she got caught later after attempting to hit another store down the street. Number 31. Starting them off young. This little girl may look all innocent, but she's actually a trained professional. And the man is probably ignoring her since she's so young, but if you look closely, she actually has one hand in his pocket. I'm not sure what she found, but it's probably a cell phone. Either way, I'm blown away by how easily she was able to do that. Number 32. A wallet and a phone. How do people even do this? I'm seriously confused at this point. If you ask me, I'd never step into an empty office. But this woman barges in and skims everything in the hopes of stealing something valuable. Even though it's not clear in the video, she was able to get her hands on a wallet and phone. And when the footage was shown on news channels, she was identified and caught several days later. At least look around for cameras. Oh! And from the symbols on the walls, I don't think it was wise to rob that place. Number 34. I'm going to keep this. The fact that the shopkeeper has an entire rack of clothes outside the shop probably means this is a good area. People don't really steal, except for a few, of course. This lady in the gray is checking the clothes out, and she looks nothing like a thief either. She'll probably go inside and pay, right? Well, it'd be a shame if she just walked away with it. Oops, that's exactly what she did. Now for the climax. She comes back for a second time to see if there's anything else she can pinch. And that right there is what I call a serial robber. Number 35. The smartphone thief. See the smartphone on the counter? It's about to disappear. Notice how this lady is all smiles and everything? It's just an act to bag a free phone. She pretends to have something urgent to discuss as she attempts to get close to the phone. She then tactfully slides the phone under her bag and walks away with a new phone. Clever? Definitely. Caught? Definitely. The cops had no trouble identifying her using the CCTV footage. Number 36. Shoplifting spree. These two women got an unexpected surprise as the cops showed up and cut their shoplifting spree short. I mean, imagine how dumb you have to be to shoplift from multiple stores inside a mall. There are probably hundreds of cameras watching their every move. Anyway, when the cops arrive, these two thieves think they can lie their way out of it, but that's not about to happen. The cop politely tells them the show's over, and even then, she refuses to admit what she did. Have fun in jail. Number 37. You done messed up.
Regardless, and then it'll just go on a warrant and she'll go up. You know what I mean?
Imagine messing up so bad that the cops literally come to your home to arrest you. This woman robbed ShopRite with her face clear in the camera.
He's right here. The cop is right here.
So, let me know to talk.
And if that wasn't enough, she drove out on her personal vehicle with their number plate also visible in the CCTV footage.
Your wife's being arrested for shoplifting. Call him when he'll call you when it's done.
Daniel, step out of the house.
Watching her panic as the cops take her into custody is so satisfying. Word is, she left the store with at least $180 worth of stolen goods. Number 38. Wild shoplifter. The public embarrassment hits hard with this one. And for what? A couple of shoes from Foot Locker? That's a heavy price to pay. And to be fair, the police did ask her to confess and return the stolen goods, but she brought this on herself. Imagine being dragged in front of hundreds of people in the mall for shoplifting. Number 39. Target manager bagged.
So, Mr. Janine, based off the video evidence and the statements made by your coworkers,
I've heard of thieves robbing Target, but this is a first. Here we have a manager at Target who's been hitting up the store for quite some time. She finally hit the alarm bells after stealing $2,000 in one day. You see, thieves have to steal a certain amount to be taken to court. So, while the security team had eyes on her all along, they were waiting for her to mess up. And that's exactly what she did after getting a bit too ahead of herself. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. So what do you think? Which female thief did you find most daring in this video? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos in the future.